What is up, guys? Shadow Elemental here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be starting a new Minecraft survival series. So, just opening up the menu here, we are going to be calling it, well, the world, Shadow's Minecraft series. We are going to be setting the difficulty to hard to give myself a bit more of a challenge. I want to use seed 24. And otherwise, the only changes we're making to the world are the render distance. We're putting on coords, nothing else there. Changing it to friends only, so I can still record with friends. Just speeding up the loading process here. And as a quick note, I will be recording commentary for this series after playing. So we spawn in a snow biome on this side of a mountain. Not exactly a good spawn. The only tree nearby is a lone spruce. In my prior series, or what would have been, I was recording commentary live, which isn't bad, but it just makes trying to edit a bit harder. So I just have my mic muted, or I try to keep my mic muted while I'm actually playing to keep the audio, or to keep the original audio and nothing else. So yeah, this is basically editor Shadow telling you what I did in the moment and why. So I pick up some of the saplings because I'm not living at spawn, a move I don't generally pull. Instead, I spot I had to do this one twice in SharePoint, so I can't say exactly when, but I spot a green area. Decided to do a little bit of animal massacre. We don't need to talk about it. We really shouldn't have talked about it. And then I decide to start surveying for a good site to set up camp. Gonna fast forward this here, though I'm gonna end up sitting through this as much as you are. I'm just trying to flatten some of the land so that setting up camp here is going to be possible. I decide to smooth out the land here, try and give it a natural appeal, because even if I'm not the best builder, I still like myself a natural hill or something close to it. I also take out this tiny hill here when I'm done landscaping on the other side of this opening. And with all of that said and done, I start to set up shop, because night's going to be dawning upon us soon enough, and I don't want to be homeless. I don't have any stone yet, so I make myself a pickaxe and start headed to a nearby cave. Instead, I turn into this cave. This should fast forward soon. I run into coal, a lucky find. I'm surprised I even found this. I've never been on this seed before. I just decided to choose 24, but finding that coal there really helps to give me a leap early on. I place a furnace, make myself a campfire for later, make myself some stone tools, which will be necessary later, accidentally craft slabs. It would be a bad move, but don't care. I get back to mining so I can make my starter house. This one cuts off early. I find more coal. Another very lucky thing, mining in this tiny cave. As the night starts to dawn upon me, I make some torches, try and light up the cave while I finish up with the coal. get out of the stone cave, and now it's time to start working on my house. I placed the outer shell of the house, not something very big. I don't want this to be my forever home, just something I can pass the night in. Then after the shell, it all just goes up. I make sure to use the slabs. Have to pull out my second stack of cobblestone for this. I don't want the house to be very tall. Again, I'm going to be destroying it in the morning. I don't want to live in a tiny shack any longer than I have to. Put a torch in, make a dirt door, because I don't feel like making a real door yet. And that's it for this session. I decide to go AFK after I place all my valuables in a chest. Because what else am I going to do? Stay awake all night on camera? Yeah, that's not fun. Well, I realized later I could make a bed. Don't know why that footage saved like that. Okay, morning, day 2. I start destroying my house. I don't entirely do it. Both my pickaxes break. Here, just trying to tear apart the house. Don't even get the full roof off. But with that all said and done, it's time to move on to being a lumberjack. There's a stereotype about Canadians being lumberjacks, right? So I cut down some trees. Cut down some trees. Continue cutting down some trees. I head back home to make another pickaxe, finish off with destroying my house. Starting to forget what all happens, but I destroy my entire house. And I guess now I'm starting on building the new house. Set a little foundation here, or the steps to a foundation. And we're going to time-lapse this, but I start deciding how I want my house to look. Yeah. Make a little area. I want to do thick columns of wood trim, like pure wood logs. I finish up the floor because having an elevated foundation on a dirt floor isn't fun. I was 5 cobblestone, exactly 5 cobblestone, shy of having a full floor, so I have to mine for a bit. And now I just build up the base of the house. I put my utilities down, set spawn, because up until this point I would have respawned back in the tundra. I continue working on house design, decide to do stairs right by the door, a design I've done before. And then all I have to do is just build up around the window frames, because I want this house to have a lot of windows. Just time-lapsing all this building. I want to have a higher roof than in my last house, because this is a more permanent thing and I want it to feel nice. Accidentally mess up in one of the front window frames, something I'll have to fix later. I also decided to put a temporary roof on this when all of this is said and done. Not something I'll show on camera because it gets destroyed rather quickly, to say the least. Don't worry, no creepers though. Yeah, so I was reminded I was playing hardcore when this happened. In case you're curious, that's my door vanishing. because a zombie broke it down. I decide to finish off with the house. This should be time-lapsed because it's not as important. I run out of slabs, and now it's time to kill the zombie. I thought he'd have just opened the door, but the fact that it's entirely shattered and gone, that has me on edge. Now I know the true dangers of playing on hard mode. I try and sleep through the night, but guess I gotta take things into my own hands. Jeez, I really thought I'd be faster than that. So, day 3, just mining some trees, and I decided to be a bit brave today, even though this is my 3rd day in existence. Minecraft day, that is. I decided to go down to a cave/ravine, mine a tree up. When that's done, I remembered a piece of iron ore over here. Decided to head down, get that. I go a bit deeper. I don't decide to go further than I can without torches, because I used all my torches last night, lighting everything up. But I do notice this goes down quite a bit. I can see a few blocks of, or a few moss lichen. Decide to grab some copper. I'm only going to show the first block breaking because that's a big vein. Decide to go down to this other cave in the same ravine. Not any mobs here, but I get 2 pieces of iron, exactly what I need for my next thing I want to do, project. Trees here, decide to chop it down. I need the wood for the trim. I'm not going to show me going up, but I decided to use a spiral staircase method, one that's very good, especially because when you get to the top, all you have to do is sit on the top log, which I'm not quite yet, break it from beneath you, and if you're standing in the right place, you just fall down on top of the next block. So, time to start some home renovation. I break down the quote-unquote door, go inside, start working on smelting my iron. Put the door back in place. And that's it for the night. I think I did a bit of tree work. Okay, grab my piece of iron, day 4. Pieces, that is. And I start working on the trim, because it's about time this house started to look good. I start thinking about how I want it to look. I want to have you know, one of those angled roofs. I start destroying some of the slab roof, but decide it's not worth the trouble. So I just continue with my pattern. Have to break a piece of wood here from earlier in the project. It's even on camera that I placed those, because I don't ever recall seeing me placing those 2 pieces of spruce. With the trim now in place, I have a very, very time-lapsed footage of just me destroying the old roof, so I can put in the new shingled roof. Triangular, that's what it would be. I start gathering the materials. I'm only going to show the first 2 layers, because the rest is just this repeated. But this here is just how I placed the wood else how. I also decided to do a bit of a medieval style, something I think IBXToycat inspired me to do. If you like Minecraft content, I highly recommend checking out IBXToycat, by the way. He's much better at doing Minecraft content than I am. But for now, my roof is done, so I destroy my staircase up and call it a night. I decide to move my chests first thing on day 5. I want them to be in a corner now, so I can have rafters, or an attic, or whatever you want to call them. I also decided to do a bit of an organization system. Blocks on the right and items on the left. I generally like keeping blocks and items separate. I also grabbed some materials that I'll need in order to create the attic. So I start off here by breaking some of the wall that had previously been there. I build myself a ladder up to where the attic would be and start making the attic floor. I decide in this moment that I'm gonna need ladders, more ladders, because I came up a little short of what I'll need. I also now realize that my roof was a little bit higher than I thought it would be. I put in the final ladders here. I add a finishing touch and log off for the second time. Continuing day 5 later on, I start lighting up the place, even though it's daytime. And I'm ready to start making a infinite water source. But first, I decide to go mining and zombie slaying. Besides this guy, everything's good. I find a pocket cave. Coming out of it, I get attacked again. But nothing I can't handle. He's dead. Pick up my piece of water after fumbling it around. Piece of water. Take it up to the surface. Start placing the infinite water source. I grab some milk. Who knows why I wanted it? I don't even know why I wanted it. I just took the milk and drank it. Would have killed for that later on. Oh, oops. Finish off the infinite water source. And tree time. I cut down the new big tree that spawned on my property. I say spawned. I placed the saplings that would create it. I decided to work a bit more on my roof. Actually, I wanted to add slabs anyway, but I decided to increase the whatever you would call that overhang, the bow maybe. I also decided to add a few finishing touches, so to speak. I still want windows at some point of the house, or to the house, and put my stuff away because it's time to go adventuring. I put away anything that I don't want on my adventure, accidentally put the bucket away even though I decide I want the bucket on this adventure. Don't even take food with me, something that's very bright when I'm starting to get a little bit hungry already. Yeah, that hunger really got to me. We don't need to talk about how. We really don't need to talk about how the hunger affected me. Oh yeah, I found this cave. Went down to lava level, as you'll see here, because lava is very visible. The hunger... I don't even think it's the hunger anymore. I just wanted to commit animal murder. By the way, just checked back. At this point, you know, third time logging in to make sure it was C24. It is, so I was happy. Started destroying this beach because I was going for sand. Did I forget to mention that? I wanted sand. That's the entire point of this journey. But yeah, I destroy this beach. not going to show me trying to mess with the water source blocks, but I mess with this beach. Yeah. Now, as much as I would love to continue showing you my adventures in this Minecraft world, the 9 gigabytes I've already recorded of this series, holy, I really got a head start on this. This is about 1 hour of gameplay, and I need a break from editing. This video is going to be harder to continue recording or editing to be a bit longer. So I am going to call it here. I will continue or try to continue from where I left off, but for now, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Have a safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one.